What's up, guys, and welcome to the first episode of the Brantzen Poker Vlog. We're here at Ocean's 11 Casino down in Oceanside, and hopefully this goes well, so let's see how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, the nice thing is that I just don't like till, you know? Alright, we got the flush. Okay, he's got a set of eights. We got him. Hold.
Tell him he's got a lot of class, and it's all low.
Between a year-long COVID poker break and taking a wrecking ball to my bankroll in terms of buying a first home, I decided to lower the stakes and start back at the bottom. Playing 2-2 no limit, we buy in for the max of $200 and take our seat. After whiffing a few multi-way flops that we just give up on, we pick up pocket fours in the Lojack. The under the gun limps, I raise to $10 and he calls. If you thought we were going to start this vlog off with a banger, you got it dead wrong. The flop comes out 3, Jack, King, Rainbow. I am not interested in this flop at all, and the action goes check, check. The turn comes the 8 of diamonds, and he leads out for a super small bet of $5. I decide to call because my pocket 4 is still of value against his draws, or if he's taking a random bluff, which is more likely when he bets out for a super unconventional sizing. The river comes a 2, which is a complete blank, and he leads out for a super small bet of $5. And at this point, I really don't know what hands he's doing this with that make a lot of sense. So I decide to call because I still beat bluffs, and moreover, I'm actually very curious to see what he's doing this with. He turns over a bluff of ace-5 offsuit, which is not something he should be playing under the gun anyways, and we take down our first pot of the day with pocket 4s. We're card dead for a while, until we finally pick up 10-queen offsuit in the big blind. It folds to the cutoff, who opens to 14. Now, we've been waiting the past hour to have a hand to play against this guy. He's been pounding IPAs like it's his frickin' job, and he's the largest stack on the table. He's been playing 90% of his hands, and I've seen him both go all in and call all ins with third pair or worse. This whole time I've been waiting for a semi-decent hand to play against him, flop top pair or better, commit my stack, and hope he doesn't suck out. So I toss in the calling chips and see a flop, which comes Queen 10-2, 3 hearts. Let's go! We flop 2 pair. I check, expecting him to bet most of his hands, and he makes it 25. It's a monotone board, so we want to start committing him to the hand before a 4th heart comes out. For that reason, we raise to $75. He calls, and we see a turn which comes the 5 of spades. Whew. No heart, we're feeling good, and go all in for our remaining $60. He calls, and the river comes the 5 of diamonds. He says he has... I show my cards, and he mucks. I scoop the pot of $294 with dreams of getting involved with him in future hands. Unfortunately, that's not the case. I'm completely card dead for what seems like forever. I usually don't do this, but I decide to switch seats, and my luck changes when I pick up pocket 10s on the button. Too bad our drunk friend needed to go to the bathroom. It would have been a fun one to play against him. There's a straddle, so I decide to open the action to $15. Only the straddle calls, and we see a flop of 5, deuce, 7. 2 hearts. Great board for me, flopping an overpair, so when she checks, I make it $15. To be honest, I probably should have bet a little bit more, but I felt confident I was ahead, and I wanted to call. She does call, and the turn comes a king, giving a card higher than my 10s, and a backdoor diamond draw. Checks to me, and I decide to check back. I don't really want to inflate the pot and then have to fold to a large bet on the river. The river brings an offsuit 7, and she leads out for $20. At this point, we're really only beating bluffs as the board paired, and I have this gut feeling she's ahead. Still, I look at my beautiful 10s, and I just don't wanna let go. I toss in the call, she flips over Jack King off for top pair, and I lose the pot. Anyway, soon after that, the drunk guy came back and got into an argument with a different guy on the table, and then the floor man came over and he was like, "Hey, dude, you gotta cool it." And the drunk guy was like,
"You underestimate my power."
And then the floor man was like,
"Don't try it."
And then the drunk guy stood up and was like, So then he got kicked out. He'd already lost most of his chips anyway, but I was hoping to get in at least one more pot with him to try to get some more money. After that, we change tables and eventually pick up Ace-King in the cutoff. There are 3 limpers, which causes us to open a little bigger to $15. The under the gun and Lojack both call, and the flop comes out Ace-3-3 Rainbow. beautiful. With the way the action took place, they have little to no threes in their range, so we're ahead 99% of the time. They technically could have pocket threes, which there's only one combination of, or ace-3 suited, which there's only one combination left of as well. The under the gun checks, and then the Lojack bets $45. We decide just to call. I'm really not scared of anything he could have. He only has about $55 left, so we'll probably get the rest of his money anyway, and this way we have a chance of taking more of the under the gun's money as well. Well, it doesn't happen that way. The under the gun folds, and we see a 7 on the turn. The Lojack goes all in for $55, and I snap call. The river comes a 4, and the Lojack shows pocket 6s. We take down a nice and stress-free pot. Sometimes in poker, people just give you a gift. The next hand we're going over, I pick up Queen 10 in the hijack. There's a straddle, so I open to $15. The cutoff, button, and straddle call, so we go 4 ways to a flop. The flop comes out 10-5-6 rainbow. We flop top pair with a decent kicker. The straddle leads out for $45, and I'm definitely not folding top pair yet. I call, and then to my surprise, the cutoff and button both call as well. I'm quite confused when both of these players call such a large bet on the flop, as there are no flush draws on the board, and the only straight draw I see them realistically having is 7-8 suited. Also, I have a 10 in my hand, so it's not possible for everyone else to have a 10 as well. Because no one raised pre-flop, I'm assuming no one has a pair over 10s, but I do worry they could have a set of 5s or 6s. The turn comes a queen, which improves our hand to top 2 pair. The straddle is a shorter stack and goes all in for $72. I call and silently pray that the cutoff and button don't have sets. If either of them jammed all in on me, I would be in a tough spot. I'm not really sure what I would have done. To my relief, they both fold, and the river comes out the king of spades. Our opponent flips over ace-10 of diamonds. They flopped top pair, top kicker, and turned the nut flush draw, but ultimately, they still lost to my 2 pair. Our stack starts to snowball, and the next significant hand we pick up is ace-9 on the button. The Lojack and cutoff limp, and I decide to raise to $12. Apparently, I don't look intimidating at all, as the small blind, big blind, Lojack, and cutoff all call. The flop comes out 8-4-9 with 2 hearts. This is about as good of a board as we could hope for with ace-9 offsuit, so when it checks to me, I bet $25. The small blind, big blind, and Lojack decide it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood and join me in the pool. With a flush draw out there, I would think my opponents would raise if they had a set or an overpair, so I'm feeling pretty good about my hand. The turn comes the 4 of clubs, creating a backdoor flush draw possibility. Everyone checks to me again, and we bet $70 thinking we have the best hand most of the time. The small blind calls and is all in, and everyone else folds. I flip my cards over and feel quite confident when my opponent says,
"Oh, why?
The river comes the king of hearts, my opponent mucks, and we take down another nice pot. In the last hand of the video, we look down at 4-5 suited in the big blind. There's a straddle, and the cutoff, button, and small blind call. I choose to call as well, and the straddle just checks. Ending the night strong, the flop comes out 6-7-8 rainbow, and we flop the bottom end of the straight. The small blind checks, and we definitely don't want it to check all the way through. A 5, 9, or 10 on the turn could easily ruin our hand, so we decide to bet out for $15. The straddle makes our life easy and goes all in for $57. Everyone else folds. We, of course, call. Turn king, river, 7. We show our cards and our opponent shows a 9 for a missed straight draw. We take the pot and then see a few more hands before racking up and cashing out. Tonight we were in for $200, out for $702, turning a profit of $502 in about 5 hours of play. Thanks for staying till the end. If you enjoyed the video, I'd really appreciate it if you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. This is Brantzen, signing out, and I'll see you in the next one.